Welcome to the Grain of Salt podcast, where we've been discussing Ultra Q, and this is our last 4 episodes of Ultra Q. I'm Hank, and with me is the Devil Child, Ben.
Yeah, that's what they call me. That's... Yep. It's right there on the birth certificate.
Ben, Devil Child. They check that box. There's the Devil Child box.
First off, thrilled to be here.
Uh-huh.
At the end of Ultra Q.
At the end of all Ultra Q. Except that's not true. They made like 3 other Ultra Q series and a movie in addition to all the Ultraman. So
well, thrilled to be at the end of this one.
Uh-huh.
I think before talking about the actual episodes, I just want to say that this wasn't even an ending. It was just 4 normal-ass episodes.
Yeah.
And then they call it.
Well,
I was expecting the last one to be a little more...
So it's a little even more unceremonious than that, because they aired the first 3 of these episodes: The Devil Child, Blazing Victory, and the Disappearance of Flight 206. So those 3 air. Then the next week is the Birth of Ultraman stage show, and there's nothing on TV. And then the week after that is episode 1 of Ultraman, and then the last episode of Ultra Q aired in like December of that year. They put out the last episode like 5 months later.
Wild.
Open up the final episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's how it went down.
I mean, that sounds fitting. A little messy. A little wonky. This batch was okay.
Yeah. It was a good batch to go out on. I had a good time. There were some highlights.
I mean, honestly, the highlights are all on the wiki. The fact that the child is listed under kaiju, pretty good.
Uh-huh. I feel like they bought the clown makeup for the Devil Child episode, and then we're like, well, we got all this fucking clown makeup. I guess we got to do another episode about a clown.
Oh, totally. God, ugh. First off, I thought the kid was going to be annoying. Not that annoying, but just like punchable, you know? Like, I don't know. Is it okay to punch a kid if that kid is causing like multiple deaths to get a flashlight?
Ben, she wasn't the Devil Child.
Whatever. Oh, right. Yeah, no, that was, you know what? I was losing my mind in the beginning when it's like she does her trick or whatever, and the guy, they're all at the table. I think are they like at a diner or something, or a restaurant? I forget. They're all sitting around the table after the show. And whoever is like, how do you think they did it? It's such a good illusion. And the professor is like, I think it's biochemical hypnosis energy or whatever the fuck. Like, takes off his glasses. Just amazing. I was dying.
He saw right through their trick. He saw the science that was there.
It's
not
real magic. That's not an illusion. That's goddamn hypnosis energy. If I ever saw it. I just love that he cuts right through it. It's so good. Apparently,
the Disappearance of Flight 206 is my favorite episode, though, out of this bunch, I would say.
I mean, that's an interesting pick considering one viewer cut right to my heart with that comment on the wiki. That snub-nosed revolver would have held 5 to 6 rounds. When Yoon picked it up, 3 had already been fired, yet he fired continuously at that walrus. He could not have reloaded it since it was not his gun, but was taken from a criminal who took it from a cop. Therefore, he had no ammo to reload with. I mean, if that doesn't put the episode down in flames for you, nothing will. Ruined. Absolutely ruined.
I like it because it's like
because it had a big fucking
sci-fi
walrus.
plot of this plane getting stuck in this cloud world, and then they're walking around, and it's like, oh, all these planes from World War II, or
Yeah.
and then there's a giant fucking walrus they have to run away from.
Big goddamn walrus. It's not even like anything special. It's just a big fucking walrus.
I mean, I don't know what else. What else would you expect to find in a weird cloud plane?
Yeah, I mean, you got me there. There's only one option.
That's just like that's primo ultra cute right there.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Sort of this hard sci-fi premise, but then there's just a really stupid giant monster. It's great. So I love that.
I mean, we got Peter. Pretty good. My favorite kaiju.
Peter's pretty good.
We got Godzilla. We got Destroyer. We got Biollante. We got Peter.
And his tongue.
They
were way too proud of that fucking tongue mechanic. It's like, well, we made the monster have a tongue that can stick out. Better point the camera at its face and do it a bunch.
Yeah.
Just over and over. That? Yeah.
That? A little roll or whatever.
Yeah. That?
Man. So.
And Open Up is a fucking wild one to go out on.
Open Up is. Yeah. There was like a lot of scream. That dude screaming kind of got me as well. Like just the tone, like when they find him right away, and they get him into the car, and then the train is crossing, and he just wakes up, and he's like, it's not even like a scream. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. A lot of hysteria.
I like that they call the train to the very dimension is listed.
Yeah,
in the very dimension is listed as a kaiju on this wiki.
Pretty good.
Good times.
So, like, they circling back to Devil Child.
Yeah.
First off, is a side effect of going into the hypnosis bioenergy zone like hearing children's laughter all the time? Because they were doing like a creepy child laughing thing whenever she did that, and I just like her face was stone cold the entire time.
Yeah,
like she was not
the energy from all the other kids.
Also,
whose thoughts are psychically bleeding out, or whatever.
Based on the fact that this was aired in 66 and presumably filmed roughly the same time. Did they just throw like the kid and what's his name in front of a train? Because like it didn't look fake. It looked like they just pulled him out of the way of a train and they were like, "Don't trip."
I think that's just editing.
Okay.
I think they were next to a real train, but I think when they're on the track, there wasn't really a train there.
I mean, we've watched enough films where like the special fire effects are just burning down a building that the actors are in. So
I mean, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fucking neat.
Yeah. I don't think I would have to go back and look at it like frame by frame or whatever. But also they have like the power to splice in footage behind other footage.
What's that? You want to do
that technology?
You want to do a grain of salt where we rewatch Ultra Q but very heavily scrutinize every episode?
No, I really don't.
Minute by minute?
Nope. Not for me.
But that's another 28 weeks of content.
Yeah, I'm not worried about having stuff to talk about. It's having stuff that I actually want to talk about every week. And being able to talk about it every week.
I'm surprised that Ultra Q was fine then, considering how many times.
I mean, look, I thought about doing Ultra Q 1 episode a week.
That would have been madness. That would have been fucking madness. I wouldn't have made it. I don't think I would have gotten here. At some point, it's like some of these episodes, you're watching and your soul leaves your body, but it comes
like
back.
Lily.
It comes back because
then you have to murder people.
It comes back because you have to click play on the next episode, But if we were doing this once, I don't know if I'd be able to return. We'd have to cancel Salt Circle because Ben just went to the fucking unknown dimension forever.
He got on that train.
Now he's fighting a walrus.
He got on that train and just left.
Just dipped.
You could still call in though. Apparently, if you're on that train, you can still call home.
Yeah. No,
get your mail.
Yeah. The logistics are a little convenient, I suppose.
It's like the afterlife, but you can still make phone calls and get mail.
Yeah. Hope. Just writing letters to people. Hope everyone's well. Same old for me. Interdimensional bullshit and all that. I love the bit in this one. Just when they had when they were showing the film or the evidence or whatever the hell, where it's like the train yard. They're at a train yard and the car just flies up in the air. And they talked about how it was some mystery that they had been trying to solve or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was just ridiculous, kind of that same ridiculous. They called it a cold case. Really, you're gonna fucking just shut the door on a train car levitating? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, what else do you want to do?
I mean, that professor diagnosed hypnosis bioenergy in 40 seconds.
That's just science, Ben.
Of course. He looks at the fucking devil child. He's like, this is science. This is explainable. He looks at the train car floating. He's like, this shit, is it an illusion? Is it magic? I can't. It's unexplainable. Just great.
Yeah. The fact that a dude is using his daughter. I think it's his daughter.
Do we actually know? I think it is his daughter. I think it's his. I mean, related in some way because I think he knew her mom, right?
It's his daughter. Yes.
Okay.
According to this wiki.
That'd be fucking weird if it wasn't.
Well, it's either his daughter or his granddaughter, maybe.
I mean, they definitely got
he's old enough.
Ugly, creepy dude with fucky teeth to play the.
Yeah, so he's like a magician and uses this hypnotism thing with his daughter as his show. Seems like child labor to me. Seems like he's just putting that girl in the show and then hypnotizing her to sleep.
That's
it's
not
like
child labor. That's
he's
like
like,
the
no,
opposite of child labor.
she's got to be hypnotized, or else she can't sleep. It's the only way.
She actually did like want it though, right? I
She
thought.
doesn't know anything else. I mean, what she wants is to go see her mom.
That's true.
And he won't
yeah.
take her to the mountain. Where her mom, it definitely isn't.
It's not just wanting to see her mom, man. She like kills 4 people to get like, or attempts to kill them to get like. She sees a ring on it, like, oh, where's that brooch from?
Well,
my
look, her
grandmother
ghost.
gave me this.
Now her ghost form is evil, but that's not her fault, Ben.
I
It's
don't
the thoughts
know,
of
dude.
others. That's what they say at the end.
Man.
It's everyone else. That's the world.
That doesn't sound like it'd fucking hold up in court.
That's the collective unconscious. You've played Persona.
Ugh. Oh, it's Teddy's fault. I see. Say no more.
It's her shadow.
Say no more.
It's her shadow, Ben.
I didn't see her getting sucked into a TV, so that excuse cannot possibly check out.
They only get sucked into TVs in Persona 4. That's not how it works.
AKA 100% of the Personas I've played through.
Just letting you know. That's only in 4. Is that how it works?
Yeah. I've played the first dungeon in 5. Cannot for the life of me remember how the shadow people or how your shadow self like exists or comes to exist.
They go into people's minds.
Oh right, the dungeon is right. They inception them. They plant an idea or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorta. Okay.
I mean, even Persona is just a small part of the SMT franchise, where they're demons and angels. It's a big thing.
Yeah, no, I know it's a whole...
The angels killed God or something?
I know it's a whole thing, but honestly, I don't... Like, they could take all of that shit out. I'm just here for, like,
no.
waifu RPG.
Actually, I just like that, like... It's actually a much bigger thing with all these demon shit, but, this is just the way in which our characters happen to interact with it on a smaller scale. I actually find that more appealing.
Yeah.
Than getting into everything. You have to explain last, Ben. I thought you loved explanations.
I don't have any questions, though, is the thing. Like, I don't... the explanations are great, but only when there's a question to pair with it.
You don't care about where the demons came from?
I don't give a shit where Pokemon came from either.
That's just evolution.
That turtle has fucking cannons on its back, Hank.
Yeah. Evolution.
Evolution. It sounds more like
we only made cannons because we saw them on that monster.
Of course. Yes. Yeah, man imitating nature, I see. What a fucking stupid lore dig. In the Pokemon universe.
Pokemon's dumb.
Oh, well, yeah, but no, I don't have questions about any of that. Just like Ultra Q, like no questions. What's left to ask?
What is left to ask?
They've answered everything.
It's good. Head empty. What are you presenting me with next show?
It's all there. It's just explained.
I'm not gonna be able to predict any of it, so just give it to me.
Yeah. And then
that's the thing. The thing I will say about Ultra Q, I never knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to remember what the fuck the show was. So in Blazing Victory, we have Dynamite Joe.
Dynamite Joe.
A really fucking shit boxer if you actually look at the techniques. It's clearly what everybody thinks a boxer looks like, which is funny. I forget what
he's winning all his matches.
Yeah, he's winning all of his matches, and like, I guess it's like the confident. It's all about fucking confidence in the end. But he has this little alligator thing named Peter, and he's like, Peter, He like rolls up to the tank. He's like, how's the match gonna, like, what's gonna happen? The third round? A knockout in the third round? Hell yeah. And he goes and he knocks out the opponent in the third round.
And he's not like he's keeping this information to himself. He's like telling, it's like part of his shtick of promoting the match. And he's like, I'm going to knock him out in the third round. So it's all over the newspapers and stuff.
Yeah.
And he does it every time.
Yep. And then we get to like the final big money match or whatever.
He's got a match with the champion.
Yeah. And then poof. Dynamite Joe is gone up in smoke. He's just disappeared. And we join our main characters, Yoon, Yuri, and what's his name? Other guy. And they're at like
Jun and Ippei.
Jun and Ippei,
and
sure.
Yuri.
Yeah. Wait, what?
What?
What did you say? Not Yuri?
No. I said
okay.
and Yuri.
Oh, okay. I was like, am I going crazy?
I mean, look. The thing we have to talk about first is important. Make sure people remember at the end of Devil Child, the solution is the magician dude stops doing a magic act and starts doing a clown act.
Yeah, that comes up. He turns
that dude's
into
in clown makeup at the end.
He's a fucking cursed clown.
Yes.
I mean, clowns are inherently cursed. But
that's how that episode resolves, where it's like he becomes a clown, and then it says Lily was not a devil child. It was all the negative energy from clapping.
Yeah, we probably get an epilogue where Lily grows up and stabs somebody,
which then feeds into this episode, where we've got Dynamite Joe, where our characters are at a show watching some dancing. Goes on for a while, and then there's a clown act.
You know what? They hired clearly professional people, and they're like, we gotta air this. We paid for this. We need to use a more amount of footage than actually we need. Yeah, it was very long.
You just gotta show it,
and
it's not like a good angle. Even
it's not a good. They looked good. Like, I think they were ballet. Yeah. It looked like just like ballet sort of something, but like it was good. Like, clearly a group, and their outfits were kind of shit because they were like fitting the shitty theme of whatever the place is named.
Just a little bit of midriff.
Yeah, see, if you get a lot of bit of midriff, then we're talking. Yeah, and then we have a clown who people are like, I was trying to remember what he did. Like, what his little act was. Like, the act.
I cannot tell you.
I can't remember. I just remember thinking how low the bar is in this universe. Because, like, he's doing, like, these tiny, like, nothing. Like, just absolutely nothing. And people are losing their minds. Like, they're all uproarious laughter. Like, just blowing the roof off the place.
I don't remember his act
and it's
at
just
all.
Shit. It's just absolute garbage.
That part of the episode has left my mind.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, and then, whoa, it's Joe. He's a clown.
And he takes Peter out of Peter's little tank. And then Peter gets bigger. And he's like a human-sized alligator instead of a tiny baby alligator. But he's not like mean or anything. He's just still just hanging out. But he likes, when he gets out of his little tank, he gets bigger.
He turns from what looks like an actual baby alligator that is in a little container into anthropomorphic alligator.
A man in a suit.
Crawling around on all fours.
Uh-huh. Yup, that's what happens.
Also,
no longer looks like an alligator.
Yeah, and like he found Peter fishing, I guess. Because he like caught him and then threw him back and caught him again or whatever. Like a bunch of times. He's like, oh, it's destiny.
They're friends. Whatever.
Yeah. So, Peter, we learned that Peter he got Peter while fishing off the Philippines, of course. Yeah, we learned that Joe asked Peter how that final match was gonna go, and Peter was like, "You get your shit kicked in," and Joe's like,
Joe was
"Oh,
like,
no.
I'm out.
I would never," and he just runs away and drowns his apathy in liquor between performances as a clown.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
We don't really ever see him smashed, but it's implied he has
probably just a 24-hour thing, honestly. The whole thing, every time we see him, he's probably smashed.
He is like in clown makeup for the rest of this episode.
Yeah, see, there you go.
And Jin just like completely recognizes him.
Yeah, like sees him.
Just like the professor saw through the magic, the real science.
No, I
Jin
thought it
saw
was
through Joe.
I thought it was other guy.
No, it's Jin.
Are you sure?
Jin is the one who, yes, 100%. He's like, that's.
I'm gonna go back and check. Not now. Not now. I don't care that much.
Isn't smart enough to figure that out.
Okay, fine. I'm doing it now. I'm doing it live. If I still have the episodes, I didn't delete them already. Okay. Here it is. We got Ultra Q. We got the boxing stuff. He's jumping rope. He's poking at Peter. Yep. They do that great silhouette thing where he's like a freeze frame and then it just stops and he turns into a silhouette. And his manager is all like, "We'll find him. We have 7 whole days."
His manager's thing is like, "It's fine. I'll definitely figure this out."
Jesus Christ, this dancing scene is so long.
It's so long.
It's like minutes and minutes. Oh, he has like a trumpet. Like he plays the trumpet and confetti comes out and everybody's like dying. Dude, it's not June. It's not June. Get out of here. The wiki is incorrect.
No, it's Jun.
No, it's not.
Have you forgotten who Jun and who Ippei is?
I'm not saying that's not a possibility. Have I been getting their names wrong this entire goddamn time?
Maybe.
Which one is the kooky guy?
That's Ippei.
Son of a bitch. Well, that's
hilarious.
I don't know how this hasn't come up, but I definitely been getting those two confused. Okay, well, you know. I guess it's probably because usually they're like together.
Yeah.
Enough. That's okay. Well.
Ben reveals his mistake at the last minute.
Some fucking. I'm gonna. You know what? No, I'm gonna invoke a Mandela effect or whatever.
No,
I switched universes. No, I switched universes.
No.
At the start of this, when we started recording, their names were switched, and at some point along the way, I fell into the Ultra Q varied dimension. You know what? When did we start Ultra Q? How many weeks has it been? It's been like 7 weeks. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe when I went to America, my plane, like when I was asleep, the plane went into a different dimension when it came out. That timeline doesn't check out. I mean, somewhere along the way, watching these episodes, I fell into a pocket dimension where their names got switched. It's the only explanation. It's science.
Man, that's hilarious. It's all because you tried to call me out.
I mean, I was pretty I really thought. I just can't fucking believe it. Like, now I know in my head whose name is whose, but like in my heart, I'm still like, that's June. Well, thank God.
Junpei and Ippei.
Like, thank God we're done, or this would be hard to watch going forward. I swear to God, I remember Yuri calling him June. What has this show done to me? I was like mentally stable when we started. Anyway, yeah, so they recognize him as a clown. June recognizes him, apparently.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But no,
and as a Dynamite Joe fan confronts him.
Yeah.
Tells him he should fight.
But yeah, we learn.
And honestly, I agree. He should fight. He should fight, and he should get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Stop being a little bitch.
Face your destiny. I
Exactly.
also I do love, so we get the stuff about Peter like predicting that he'll lose and all that. Peter gets out of, I forget what happens. Does
the manager
the manager
of the restaurant of the show or whatever takes Peter out because like, oh, you're a mascot or whatever.
Oh, and then okay, right, and then he grows big. The manager,
and then he
like,
goes big, and the manager gets scared, and
then he
like,
sees
runs
dollar
away.
signs,
and he's like Peter's like kind of chasing him a little bit, but then we just like completely cut away, and it's just he's missing.
Yeah.
You don't really see the resolution there.
Yeah, we just have like a whole big thing with Joe trying to get like Peter back, and there's like a big fucking fire. This whole big thing. Does he like?
Yeah,
I forget. I remember he like goes into the fire. Does he like fake his own death, or does it just like resolve? I don't remember him coming out of the fire.
I don't. All I remember is like that whole resort gets destroyed like accidentally.
Yeah, it just gets all
just because
fucked up.
Peter walks into some oil barrels, so trying
Yeah.
to get him into the water.
Yeah.
And that. I don't know. I don't remember how it ends at all. I think apparently there's some moral at the end.
No, it's because the ending is fucking 10 out of 10 because it's Joe like walking down the street is just a normal suburban dude or whatever. Like after some bullshit about like how not knowing the future is.
Oh right,
is
I
the
remember
best.
I remember the shot of the sign for the fight like destroyed, lying on the ground.
Yeah. But see,
And
that's
then he's just hanging out as a dude. He's no longer a clown, but he's also didn't actually box.
That's why it's fucking great, because he's like, you know, the future, as the wiki says, future destroys the ambition that drives us to realize our dreams. He's never fought that fight. He's still just fucking bailed.
He completely bailed.
It's
His
so
manager
good.
is fucked.
Yeah, no, that guy was like making a lot of promises. He's like, 2 days. We still got
that guy
2 days.
Guy reminded me of the producer and director on Beowulf and Grendel.
Yeah.
So that's an episode.
Disappearance of
It was,
Flight.
it was pretty good. It was fucking weird.
Yeah, no, it was like, it's fine. I think all of these were, none of them were like stand out being like terrible.
Ben, one of them had a walrus. What are you talking about?
I said none of them were stand out terrible.
Yeah, okay, no, you're correct.
One of them is
None of
stand
them are
out
bad.
amazing.
Yes. This Disappearance of Flight 206. Incredible.
I mean, we really already covered like everything that needs to be fucking covered. Cloud glow.
Well, there's
goes into
also the
plane.
like prisoner on the plane who escapes and
Oh right, he's like holding
has the
everybody
gun and
hostage.
holds them hostage.
Man.
His plan is like, I'll get off this plane now that I have the gun, and now we will wander this cloud plane, and I guess things will work out for me somehow. I don't know what his plan is.
Yeah.
He walks them out in the cloud plane, and then eventually Jun. It's so good when Jun like fucking makes his move and tries to get the gun from him because like both the pilots get shot.
Yeah.
Jun does not successfully stop him from shooting people. Like one of the pilots gets grazed in the head. The other one gets like shot in the arm.
God. Yeah, no, that was great shit.
They're on like some they're on this jet plane, and there's my favorite part is where Jun and Ippei get up out of their seats and go over to the special smoking section of the plane.
Yeah. Those good old days.
Good old 1966, smoking on airplanes.
God. I mean, smoking on airplanes while you're like sitting in a full-size lazy boy recliner.
Uh-huh. The special smoking section.
Yeah. I forget, was it just like a different, was it even like separated at all, or is it just a different section where you smoke and then all the smoke just wafts over to the non-smoking section?
Yeah, it wasn't like enclosed. I think it was like there was like a wall separating the seats from it, but I don't think it was like closed off from the aisle.
Yeah, that tracks.
That's how
So effectively, just why bother?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, it's fine, Ben. Cigarettes are good for you.
God.
For your health.
You know what? So glad that I snuck in right after we started like segregating that shit in restaurants and stuff. Or not even like segregating it within the restaurant, but like full ban from like a Denny's or whatever. Like in bars, it's people were still smoking, but I want to be at IHOP, like dealing with that.
Yeah, my dad smoked, so I was sat in the smoking section. Yeah, they find the World War II planes out in the cloud plane.
And then they decide to touch the body.
Yeah, they open it up and touch it,
plane.
and it just like fucking disintegrates.
It doesn't even disintegrate; it just sags down.
Yeah,
like why? I don't know what they thought was gonna happen.
Like, I don't know what they thought was gonna happen.
Wow, we touched this old corpse in a plane, and it moved.
Oh, the other thing was like Jin and Ippei have like a conversation about how one day we'll get a jet plane. Turn in our Cessna.
Yeah.
Jet.
For a fucking jet.
That'll be way more practical.
I think it was this one. At one point, the model of the plane that they're showing, like from the outside, is like an actual jet, like not a fucking passenger jet, like a military jet, like a triangle. And then they cut back like to the inside, and it's like a 747 or whatever.
Yeah, they're in some weird plane.
They're in like a normal plane though. When they get to the dimension and it like lands, or like when they're taking off, without.
Oh, it's a supersonic jet.
No, whatever. Yeah, that's what it
supersonic passenger jet. I don't know.
I mean, it looked like a tin can with wings.
I think the only reason they were on that plane is because it was a cool plane. I don't know where they were going or coming from. I think they were just in the plane to be in the plane.
Maybe they were going from one.
They were coming back from a pilots conference. Is where they were coming from, according to this wiki summary, I guess.
I don't remember that at all.
They were returning. I knew it was for pilot shit. That's all I remembered. I guess they were at a conference that we never see.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a walrus.
Yeah, just fucking pops out of the clouds.
He's just a big walrus. And the suit is like very hollow. It's like use like the folded rubber. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
very obvious.
Dude, when we first see it, and you just see like the little flipper, I'm like, holy fuck! Is it gonna be like just a giant seal monster, and then it's a giant walrus? Infinitely better than I could have expected. I was pleased.
This is a walrus, and then Junpei like unloads that gun on it.
Impossibly.
Impossibly, and they run away, and then it comes around because now the pilots have been shot. So now Jin and Junpei have to fucking fly this plane.
Yeah, that was a great bit as well. I'll fly it. Really? I'm just gonna hop in a supersonic passenger jet after flying your little Cessna around? Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, the criminal dude like sinks into the cloud like it's like quicksand or whatever. Like,
well, the cloud dimension doesn't accept criminals.
He stumbles into a soft part of cloud and just falls.
There's like some, you know what? There's like a story in here somewhere. You know, like it's not an alternate dimension. They find themselves in heaven, but heaven isn't what it's cracked up to be. Cue giant
It's
walrus
just a
attack.
giant walrus. Yeah. That's basically what it is. It's like we've found heaven, but it's a fucking giant walrus. And then the giant walrus like destroys all the planes. I'm like, how did the planes last this long? For World War II. With this fucking walrus.
Because the walrus had never been pissed off. They gave the walrus no reason to attack them.
Oh, true. They all died in their planes.
Yeah.
Nobody else was dumb enough to just walk around up here.
Yeah, much less fire off a gun.
What's this walrus been eating?
The souls of the dead? Presumably.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they fly out. They literally
fly
just
out.
fly out. Yeah. And after that, it's pretty okay.
Yuri gets very worried.
Yeah.
She faints. She gets up and then leans on the door in worry. You know,
Well, I mean, they've come
female
out of
stuff.
but this was more serious. They've come out of so many horrors, but the cloud dimension, I don't know if there's any coming back from that.
I mean, it's just like their plane is missing. It's the first. Is really.
It's literally not even the first time it's fucking happened.
I know.
Yeah. They do.
Yeah, and I like the transition thing of the plane getting sucked into the cloud world.
Dude, it was
and
really
coming
cool.
out of it.
Yeah,
It's a
like
cool
a little
effect.
swirl. It looked good.
Yeah, little picture of the plane spinning around or whatever.
Yeah, it was
It's
good.
neat.
Good stuff.
But mostly just that walrus is amazing.
Yeah, man.
Total.
Man, they do. It feels like near this last batch of episodes that we've been doing, maybe like the last 3. I don't know. Feels like they've been doing Yuri a little dirtier, in terms of like being the woman nobody listens to and getting hysterical and shit. You know? Is it just me?
Maybe.
Like it's not terrible still. Like it could be far fucking worse, but it just seems like it increased. They bumped it up a little for whatever reason.
Yeah. I don't know.
Even though she's clearly the coolest one.
It's true. She is the best smile. She actually does stuff. I don't know what their job is. Like, she's a photographer. I really don't know what the fuck those two do.
Middle management.
They fly a plane.
That's it, probably.
They're not writers.
Clearly.
Like, I actually don't. She has a job. They're just bums. But they have a uniform. They have matching hats.
Maybe they're just pilots. Maybe they're just freelance pilots that the newspaper keeps on reserve.
And there's probably an answer that I just don't know.
We'll never find it. It's impossible.
Impossible. So yeah, so that was the last episode of Ultra Q before Ultraman.
But then we get Open Up.
But then there was another episode that came out later.
It's so weird. It's such a weird...
I mean, I assume they made it and then didn't need it for when Ultraman was ready.
Because again, there's no, like, ending, you know? There's no
well,
big
the
note
ending
that's
is
going on.
the first episode of Ultraman. The Ultra Q logo starts, and then it explodes and turns into the Ultraman logo or whatever.
Okay, so there's no resolution for our characters.
Yeah, they're you know, they have more adventures. Whatever. What resolution? They're barely characters, Ben. I don't know what you were expecting.
I want it to all be a dream.
They're not even in every episode.
I mean, you do a fade to black, and then or like no, I think a fade to black. We do a fade to black, and then you like start on a close up of some action figures of our three main characters. And then you find out that the whole thing has been a kid playing, like, pretend. And then he gets called to dinner. And that's Ultra Q, baby.
No, that's, you're ahead of your time. That's how St. Elsewhere's ends.
I don't even know what that is.
That's a hospital show?
It's literally someone playing with action figures?
No, it's an autistic kid's imagination, but...
That sounds worse than my idea. Yeesh. What show is it?
Wait, St. Elsewhere.
St. Elsewhere. Yeah, never heard of it.
And by the magic of TV crossovers, it means like incredible amount of TV is this imaginary world,
right?
By this specific kid.
I remember you mentioning this now. Yeah, because of all the fucking crossovers. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. Good shit.
So Open Up. They're like, Jun and Yuriko fucking ditch Ippei.
Yeah.
And go on a drive.
Yeah.
And they run into a dude lying in the middle of the road. And then he wakes up and starts screaming.
Well, he wakes up when they get to the train crossing.
Yeah.
He is hashtag triggered.
Mm-hmm. And then we have the flashback where he woke up on a mostly empty train.
Yeah.
Just traveling through the air. And then he meets the science fiction writer who's like, yeah, this is, you know, a sci-fi train that takes you to the sci-fi place. You can see your whole life through these windows. I know all about you.
Yeah.
Why you want to go here. And then he looks at the front of the train and sees his life through time and then sees his daughter. He's like, no, I want to go back to my daughter. And that's how he got off the train. He wanted to leave. But then later he gets picked up by his wife, and his daughter is older than she was in that memory he had, and he suddenly remembers why he wanted to leave this world. He's getting nagged by his wife.
God. That's how
he's in the car. He's just like, I have to go to work. He's like, wait, what? Where are we? just gets out of the car and walks away and goes to work.
Yeah.
And then work is like, why did you show up? It's so late.
Yeah, and we learn that there's like, I think they do that thing, like they show the video of the train car floating or whatever first, I think. I don't know, but then we learn that the sci-fi
we see
writer-
the train flying around in like
Yes,
the credits.
No, I mean, like, there's literally that scene where they're like, we have this footage as evidence, and it's like literally a train yard. There's people like watching the floating train, and they're like, we know this is thing, but
they like go to the professor, and like he has like other people who've undergone this similar experience. And
oh right, yeah,
he's
it's like
studying them.
Yeah.
And then they go to the sci-fi writer's house, and they get handed a manuscript.
Yeah.
Something. His housekeeper, he's like, he calls, but he hasn't been here in months.
Yeah, because he's just dimension hopping on this.
He's hanging out in this train.
I mean,
to get away from the hassles of everyday life.
0 out of 10, we didn't get to see what an interdimensional breakfast car looks like.
True. They didn't have beds on that train. It's just like a fucking commuter.
Oh, it's a nightmare. That's a nightmare situation.
It's like a subway car.
Gross.
What?
Having to stay forever on just a regular ass train?
Yeah, no good.
Cursed? This is a true curse.
Yeah. Passengers, if it had like beds and or personal, like a toilet in every room.
I mean, like maybe there's a bed car.
Didn't seem like a kind of train that would have a bed car.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Maybe the international maybe the interdimensional train standards are different.
Is there like anything else? Like the episode ends with that dude yelling for the train to take him back. Does this kind of anything else happen?
It's a bad.
There's
no.
like stuff. There's stuff
Literally
about
no.
like that book, that manuscript following them or whatever.
Yeah,
But
and they learn that like the sci-fi writer is writing shit that he's like it's based on experience to an extent.
yeah,
But yeah, no, it just ends with the one guy they find in the road like screaming and wanting to go back on the train.
because he hates his life.
Man, I mean, now we can go.
His daughter isn't young and
we
cute
could-
anymore.
we could
She's
go-
just a surly teen.
We could go straight from this episode into a grain of salt infinity train. It's perfect.
Okay, rate this against episodes of Infinity Train. How does it hold up?
Like a 0 out of 10. Infinity Train's good, dude. That shit gets dark. There's also I don't even know if it's enough to be called. What's the least amount of episodes you need for something to be considered an arc in a TV show?
3.
3? So there's a train arc that is surprisingly like this in a B show called Lost Girl.
Okay.
Just wakes up on an interdimensional train, and sometimes when she says, I want to be off of this train, the train gets angry and it starts shaking and shit. Because it makes the mysterious conductor mad, and then it like goes fucking nowhere, and they just leave the train, and we never... It
Hell yeah.
fizzles.
I mean, this train, you can just get off. If you want to get
no,
off.
like
you
the
can
guy
get
just
off.
dipped.
Yeah. And then decided to change his mind. It was like, nah.
But apparently, like, if you want to get on, you can get on. If you want to get off, you can get off. You cannot get on a second time. Maybe.
I mean, maybe. Ambiguous.
Yeah, this was like I don't like dark's not the right word, but yeah, him just like
It's like
Begging you to let him
weirdly
back.
bleak. He's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
bleak is a
fucking,
good
this
word.
world is terrible.
That's a great word to use. Yes.
I kind of like it because of that.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking, oh no, this world sucks. Well, there's no walrus in this episode, so 0 out of walrus.
0 out of walrus. Meanwhile, Disappearance of Flight 206 is walrus out of 10.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
that's Ultra Q.
it was a good ride, ish.
Yeah,
It's a good ride sometimes.
it's rough going at some parts.
Dude, some of these
Hard to get through 4 episodes in a week sometimes.
Oh, God, this is like one of the first. I mean, part of my problem, I needed to I tried watching some of these on the TV while on the couch.
Yeah.
That was no go. That was no good. That was sleepy time. So
that I definitely fell asleep watching Ultra Q multiple times.
Yeah, dude. I started dozing.
It's like I'm home from work, put on Ultra Q, I'm like just eating.
Immediately get knocked out.
No, I'd make it like halfway through an episode usually.
You lasted 6 hours before falling asleep? Half of an episode?
Like I could let 10 minutes, man. Come on.
It's like 6 hours though. Dude, some of these it literally was like, I don't know. You truly go to the other dimension because it's like there's no fucking way this is only 24 minutes or whatever. Just no way. Some of them slap. Like some of these just bop right along, but
Yeah. It's true. Look, Monster it's a new kaiju every week.
yep. Such as the train in the very dimension, Lily,
Peter.
the classic kaiju.
It's too bad Dynamite Joe couldn't be listed as a kaiju.
Fuck. Could you imagine? Godzilla versus
Dynamite Joe / Joe the Clown
No,
/ Average Joe.
No,
at the end.
he'd fucking bail on that. He would ask Peter how it's gonna go, and Peter's like, Godzilla vaporizes you instantaneously. He's like, well, I'm out.
Time to go get smashed.
Yeah, time to hit the bar in my clown makeup.
Some people just need to put on clown makeup and drink their fears away.
I don't hold
Sad
it
clown
against them.
drinking.
Sad clown drinking. Oh, do we have I'm asking for on behalf of the viewer as well as myself because my brain is becoming closer to a walnut every day. Do we have a grain of salt lined up, like what you want to do next or what we want to do next?
We
I
have
actually
not.
forget.
We have not. I have ideas. We've not agreed on anything.
Okay.
And I think we just want to wait till
We're
like January.
definitely doing a little break for sure.
Yeah.
That I remember. I don't forget time off.
Yeah. Yeah. Grain of Salt will return in 2022.
Yeah. Figure out what show to do.
Or comic to read.
Or game or something.
Yeah.
We got ideas.
Mm-hmm. We got ideas, but honestly, it's kind of just up to what you feel like doing. Because I could go a bunch of ways.
That's a dangerous thing to say.
That's.
Especially when you're being recorded.
I'm giving you multiple choice options.
Wow.
Not like
wow.
letting you.
Okay. Wow.
Oh,
I'm not giving you. Letting you fill in an essay question. Not that crazy.
Rude.
Hey, you got Beowulf,
That's true. I did get Beowulf.
and we're doing Princess Switch.
Look, that's good though. I mean, it's bad, but it's good.
Look, I put off one of my movie podcast I listened to just did Princess Switch 3. One of the hosts had not seen Princess Switch 1 or 2, but I'm putting that off.
Oh my
because
god.
we're going to do the Princess Switch movies.
He just watched 3?
Refreshed. Yeah.
Dude, me and Anya started 3 last night, and like she couldn't take it. She had to tap out, and I'm like, fine, I'll do it on my own later. It's so fucking bad. Absolutely brutal. How could you go in without seeing the first 2? Oh my god.
You just got to do the new one.
That's insanity.
That's what they did.
Is that person being compensated?
I mean, it's a bad movie podcast. It's a podcast mostly where they watch bad movies.
That's great, but that's like another level. Okay, whatever. I guess. Anyway. Yeah, no, we got a lot of, I mean, we've been doing a lot of fun stuff, and we got a lot of fun stuff like planned. Like I'm hyped for. So,
yeah. And at some point I want to do Ultraman. I less want to do the other Ultra Q shows now, having seen Ultra Q. I kind of don't care about the other Ultra Q stuff.
yeah, I'm good like reducing that.
I don't need to watch Ultra Q Dark Fantasy.
No.
I think I'm okay.
I mean, Ultraman.
Okay. But Ultraman.
I mean, like that
Ultraman
sounds like
will do.
That sounds like a 2023 thing. 2025 maybe. I need a break.
I think we have to do it sometime. We have to do it before Shin Ultraman comes out.
True.
That's really that's the time limit for when we're doing that.
Fair enough.
We have to get through the 39 episodes of the original series before Shin Ultra Q. Yeah. I'm not saying we watch literally all of Ultraman. I'm not fucking crazy, Ben. Come on.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past you, though. Like, if you came to me and said,
No,
Ben, we're watching every fucking episode of Ultraman, I'd be like, is it for the podcast? And you'd be like, yeah, it's for the podcast. And I'd be like, well, okay then.
No, I have too many other tokusatsu shows I want to watch to get bogged down in all of Ultra Q.
Unbelievable.
We need to do
Kamen
Rider. Kamen Rider also has that we need to do Kamen Rider before Shin Kamen Rider comes out.
Yeah.
But like that's coming out after Shin Ultraman, so that comes in order. We got to do the live action Japanese tokusatsu Spider-Man show.
Oh god.
That's important. We got to watch the Zone Fighter episodes that have Godzilla stuff in them. Those are the ones we have to do. The other one, there's other ones I want to do, like Robot Detective.
Oh my god.
And Gridman or whatever.
We need to like alternate these. For sure.
We're definitely we're not. I'm not rolling in from one of these directly to another. That's not happening. Don't worry about that. We're not doing that. Don't worry. I'm not
watching my. I'm looking at the timeline of my life, like from this day forward, just slowing into an eternity.
I also don't. I don't think I want to do any of those for grain of salt. This was the only one I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's also
grain of salt.
That's also probably a good call.
It's like those episodic shows, where you could just like veg out and let them roll over you.
Yeah.
Instead of like paying attention every week or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, anchor.fm/Salt Circle Pod on Twitter. saltcirclepodcast@gmail.com. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. I'm on Twitter at Comic Panels.
I'm not at Twitter. They don't have Twitter in the whatever dimension.
The very dimension?
Yeah. We're June is who he actually is. Not fake June from this dimension.
I'm just gonna hang out with Peter.